So Greenville receives incredible press, but here's what they don't tell you about living in Greenville, South Carolina. Today we're going to cover the things that local residents hate about living in Greenville, South Carolina. I'm Reed Gray, your local neighborhood expert, and thanks for tuning into my channel. I think the best way to add validity to my content on this channel is to provide real testimonies for those of us who are currently living here and what some of their grievances are. Why? Well, so you can make the best informed decision for yourself and your family. Now, if you're considering relocating to the Greenville area, thanks for tuning into my channel, and I hope to have the opportunity to connect with you when moving here. This is really the kind of the bread and butter of my business, so you're in the right spot. If you're looking for the right area of town for your move, I encourage you to take the quiz in the description below and see what it has to say. Is it Taylor's? Is it Traveler's Rest? Is it Parkins Mill? Check it out and see where you may end up. Now, by now you know the routine, and I'd like to thank Harrison Williamson with Cross Country Mortgage for sponsoring this video here today. If you're in the market and will be taking out a mortgage, allow me to introduce you to a top-notch lender. But let me give you what you came for, and gonna kind of run you through this. So I polled my friends and followers on Facebook and Instagram to see what they had to say about their least favorite thing regarding living in Greenville. And let me tell you what, so the question really seemed to get people going. But here they are nonetheless. So first off, we have Dom, and Dom just comes in hot and he says Woodruff Road, and I couldn't agree more. I'm actually sitting on Woodruff Road right now, and the traffic here is such a bummer. If I had to drive on this every single day to and from my house, I would go a little bit crazy. So Woodruff Road, it is not for me. It's one of our busier, more retail corridors here in Greenville. I'm with you, Dom. No thank you on the Woodruff Road. So Catherine, former client of mine, thanks for your comment, Catherine. She says, this may be silly, but a lack of quality music venues and lack of professional sports teams. I had a couple people chime in on this, so apparently the lack of music venues is something that's important to them. We do see more of those in Charlotte and Atlanta, kind of nearby cities. I've never been to a concert, guys, so it's not something that is particularly of interest or detrimental to me living here. But okay, so music venues and people got behind that. Now, what they did have to say is there are several being built, so if it's important to you, we're making progress there. Now, professional sports teams, we don't have any kind of major league affiliated teams, right? But we do have the Greenville Drive, who are associated with the Boston Red Sox. We've got the Greenville Swamp Rabbits, and then we have tons of other sporting events at the Bon Secours Wellness Arena. So kind of give and take there. We also have the Greenville Triumph, which is a soccer team. We have sports teams, just not like the Atlanta Braves. So we have Sandy in Florida, and Sandy says, traffic, it's gotten so bad, they have to stay on top of this. I get it. Traffic was a lot of the responses we received here. With many people moving into our area, we're going to see more traffic naturally, right? I will say this, because my response to Sandy was, at Church Street in Augusta, it is a pain in the butt, and that light takes forever. I was driving somewhere last night, and when it took me 30 minutes, it really should have been about 10 minutes. So, you know, when I think that traffic is not that bad, because I truly don't think that traffic is that bad here, despite what this says, I think we need to have context. So when you come visit Greenville, make sure you notice that. Make sure that it fits your temperature, what you're looking for in a city. Yes, there's more people moving here. Is traffic going to be something that needs to be addressed 100%? Lauren, another one, traffic in all caps. Another traffic. Now with traffic, we've got Susan, who's actually a fellow agent. She said the roads, and I agree. Our roads in some areas are just not that great. So the roads could be better. There's one by me where I even make sure I always get in the right lane because I know it's gonna just feel like I hit a pothole or chew up my tires. You know you're a local when you change lanes because the other one coming up has a big bump in it. So traffic, poor roads. I thought this was interesting, good perspective. So a client of mine who moved here from California this past year comments and says the Italian food here is subpar, politely. And I agree. I don't know any wonderful Italian restaurants. And for a city that kind of prides itself on its food scene, we should have at least one really solid Italian restaurant. And Olive Garden, I'm sorry guys, doesn't count, but their bread and salad is banging. Let's see. Miles from the dog park. Interesting enough, he goes, no nice dog parks. Man, that's where I know you from, Miles. What you talking about? I actually don't go to the dog park a whole lot anymore, so I don't really know. But what I'll say is that the Conisty Dog Park is really big. You got walking trails out there as well, but it's the only one. Now, Unity Park, love Unity Park. This is my one grievance with it. They missed the boat. They should have put a dog park in there. You got people out there with their dogs running around, having a good time, always walking them out there. We gotta have one. Add it. That is my plea to you. Let's see here. This is a good one. So, Harrison Williamson, the guy who, you know, sponsors these videos, he comments and said, my neighbor. Thanks, Harrison. I'm your neighbor. So touche, well played. Gina, who is an agent in our Augusta Road office, she says the Augusta Road Harris Teeter parking lot. Gina, I'm with you. That parking lot is terrible. So no thank you on that. I love Harris Teeter, great grocery store, but damn, that parking lot is terrible. Now, Jackie, who is an agent at our Midtown office with Berkshire Hathaway, where I work. She said, I wish we had better stores in the mall. To that, I said, who goes to the mall anymore? And she said, I would if we had a Zara. I don't know what Zara is. I think that our mall is pretty good, but she wishes that we had more stores in our mall. So let's see, another traffic comment there, and another traffic. This was an interesting one. Somebody says that the most annoying thing to me are the developments of blank homes and cookie cutter projects in the upstate. I miss the uniqueness of a true neighborhood. I respect that. I think that's a good comment. I think that I am someone who appreciates the character in an older home, and a lot of what we're seeing in some of these new construction homes are kind of those cookie cutter projects, and you might have 6 floor plans to choose from in one of those neighborhoods. Now, the nice thing about those new construction neighborhoods is that they're going to offer you some crazy incentives, a lot of warranties, and for some people it makes a whole lot of sense. So kind of a catch-22 there, but I like character in a home, and I think that is a good comment. Now, let's see. I got a couple other good ones for you. Heather says, the fact that I don't live there and all of my people do. Well, Heather, guess what? I'm a realtor and I can help you out. If you want to move to Greenville, South Carolina, give me a holler. And then my last one, so this is such an engineer comment, but Jacob says, it has a car-centric design. I would like to be able to bike to work, restaurants, grocery, etc., without having to put my life at risk. So I will say this, that Greenville is kind of a bike enthusiast town. That being said, I probably wouldn't bike on our public roads or main streets. So I'm going to hit the Swamp Rabbit Trail if I was doing that. I responded like a smart you-know-what and said, you mean you don't want to bike across Mills Avenue, Church Street, or Augusta? So kind of some busier roads. We're going to have a lot of traffic here in our area, but a car-centric design. Okay. I wouldn't have thought of that. So I thought this was really interesting. These are some of the grievances that people have about living in Greenville, South Carolina. What I would say is that context really matters about the traffic comment, because I truly don't believe it's that bad. There are certain places where it's gotten increasingly worse, but it's still pretty dang reasonable. I love living in Greenville, South Carolina. I'm willing to bet that you will too. If you ever come visit, give me a holler. Talk to me about Greenville. I'd love to work with you. Walk around our main street and get a good vibe for it there. Just because that people don't like these certain reasons, I'd say that the quality of life here in Greenville, South Carolina is still really high, and there are a lot of pros for living in Greenville, South Carolina. So thanks for tuning into my channel. Make sure that you like and subscribe to stay up to date with all of our weekly videos. And when you are moving here, use the contact information provided on the screen, and I look forward to helping you with your next relocation to our area. Thanks.